Okay, but I thought it was important that I did this one. Just like I only do videos that I think is important. I'm not trying to waste my time or anybody else's. And this one I think is extremely important. It's about, you can see from the title, it's about us women, Muslim women, and the fact that we should be praying during our cycle. All right. Now, again, I'm going to be reading my material because I'm older and I can't remember stuff, you know, so I don't want to mess up the video. But from a child, right, I was always taught that Muslim women can't pray during their cycle, and that rule has been reinforced through my life. And then reading the Quran, I realized that out of all the many verses that instruct us on prayer, not one instructs menstruating women to refrain from Salat. Not one. All right. I asked an imam one day. I asked him, where in Quran does it say that menstruating women should not pray? And he said that it doesn't. But if women are not pure enough to be with their husbands, then they're not pure enough to offer Salat. Wait, what? Did I hear what I thought I just heard? Because it sounded an awful lot to me like he was comparing men to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First, let me say that in chapter 2, verse 222, Allah told Prophet Muhammad to tell the men to stay away from women during their menses because it is an adha, which means a hurtful thing. And as women, we know that during our cycle, we often experience discomfort, bloating, back pain, headaches, irritability, nausea, and not to mention the obvious bleeding from our private area. All right. However, in spite of this, there are men who would be inconsiderate and approach women for sexual intercourse anyway. And Allah told Prophet Muhammad to tell them to stay away from women during that time and not approach them until they were clean of their cycle. And this is a mercy and a blessing for women from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as for not being pure enough for Salat, Allah has given us every circumstance in which we must perform wudu, ghusl, and tayammum in order to purify ourselves before we pray. And as a woman's menstruating cycle is not included in those circumstances at all. So obviously, a woman's cycle does not render her too impure to pray. Now, the Imam did have one thing correct. He said that the Quran does not say that women should refrain from prayer during their cycle, which leads me to this question. If Allah, the one and only Lord and Creator, and the only one worthy of worship, did not order menstruating women to refrain from prayer, what gives anyone else the right to? And ultimately, in reference to Hadith, since this rule is not in Quran, then it shouldn't be in Hadith, because otherwise it is inconsistent with Quran and therefore shouldn't be followed. All right?